councils are falling apart left, right and centre. Another vote of no confidence has seen West Rand District Mayor Hullet Hild being booted from his position. Council Whip Alme Swart has also been removed. eNCA's Pule Letshwiti-Jones is following these developments. He joins us now live for an update and to give us news on these developments. Pule, another mayor booted out in council. What happened this time in that particular district?
Within a couple of minutes, the mayor was, of course, gone. This is the mayor from the Democratic Alliance, Mr. Hild, who we understand had a motion against him from the ANC-led alliance, which includes the EFF and the AIC. We now understand that in the next council sitting, the next mayoral candidate is expected to come from the AIC. This would mean the second for the party. You remember they also had one of their candidates elected in the city of Ekurhuleni. But without any further ado, I'm joined by the MEC for Kokta, Mr. Kumalo. Mr. Kumalo, thank you very much for speaking to us. Let's chat with you today. What was the latest developments? Are you satisfied with what you've seen in council? Yet another mayor being ousted through a motion?
Good day to you and good day to your viewers at home. The development is such that there was three motions submitted to West Rand District Municipality, which motions were supposed to have been dealt with in the last council meeting, and the council meeting was only able to deal with the election of the speaker, and the speaker then convened the meeting for today to deal with the motion on the motion against the mayor and the motion against the council whip. Council today, I'm satisfied because all that we want from our side is stability and that people must observe the due process of the law and follow things accordingly. So we're inside here, we're happy that the council followed its standing rules or rules of order. It follows the law as it is in removing the two. We are told by council that they will be electing the speaker next week I think it should be on Tuesday, on the 11th. But the other thing that we came for here is that the speaker of Mohale has unlawfully removed about 42 councillors. We say it's unlawful because the authority to remove any councillor in the province lies with the MEC for Kokta. I have not removed any councillor. In that regard, we wrote a letter to say to her she must reinstate those councillors with immediate effect, and we think they know what they should do. And that's the point we've been emphasizing. In Tshwane, we told the DA coalition the same thing. Please be patient, follow the law to the letter. And I think in Mohale, the speaker is just flouting the law left and right and center. And that we are not going to accept.
When you speak about the stability of these municipalities, we've seen Ekurhuleni has a mayor, Tshwane has a mayor, Johannesburg has a mayor. We're here today, mayor has been ousted. Are you satisfied with the kind of reasons that were put forward to have the mayor ousted from position, as we've seen the ANC and the EFF and the AIC coming together to say they want to place a motion against the whip of council and the mayor as well?
No, look, the first thing is that we should accept that the concept of coalition government is evolving in our country. Where we're cautioning the parties is don't put more party interest. Put the interest of the people on the ground. We're talking of the people in informal settlement, in hostel and in township. So long as you do that, we will be proceeding towards the right direction. In Ekurhuleni, for instance, I listened to the debate that came from different parties. Issues that they were raising there were issues that has to do with service delivery. They were talking about the removal of waste. They were talking about water. They were talking about electricity challenges, grass cutting, potholes, and all of those things. And they were saying they think the executive is not doing enough to ensure that is addressed. I came here and I listened to the motion itself that was presented in terms of the content. I think it has to do with governance, good governance. I think it has to do with matters that relate to consultation. But most importantly, which is the point we've been bemoaning, it has to do with the issue of intergovernmental relations. The problem with the DA-led coalition is that because they want to remove the ANC, when they look at us in the province, they don't want to cooperate and work with us. They've seen these people and we warn them that when we are here in our respective or ex-officio position as MECs and so on, we've got to do and discharge our work in according to the Constitution.
Which is what the Premier said similarly about the former Mayor of Tshwane, Randall Williams, but he also said at least with Tanya Campbell, she would attend these meetings, the former Mayor of Ekurhuleni. But in terms of oversight role, are you putting timeframes to this current administration that will be coming in the West Rand in terms of accelerating services? Because people are quite upset, people are unhappy, all they just want is basic service delivery.
Our message to West Rand District municipalities is that we had a report on the performance of municipalities generally in the province. And as I said in my interview yesterday, that many of our municipalities are hovering around 38% and we're left with few months towards June. That is a source of worry. But they must be more worried because two of their municipalities here are in danger. The Rand West is performing at 3% and Merafong is performing at -1%. That's a source of. So we want a leadership that through coordination would help us to support those municipalities to improve from their current positions.
Just to interject, the Merafong is one municipality which had their assets attached by Eskom as well, where municipal workers were not paid. Are you also going to be intervening there? Because I know you have intervened in the Hullet City matter. And has the adjustment budget been passed here in the West Rand municipality?
Yeah. No, it was the Debeng that Eskom that attached. Merafong is doing well in terms of its payment of Eskom account. They are found wanting on the outcome of the AG. They've got an adverse outcome, which is a matter that we are dealing with them through Section 154 to ensure that they improve on that. Hullet City has not, and that's why we are sending this message to the leadership of the coalition government in Hullet City. Why firing 40 councillors and we have a problem of an adjustment budget where you are? And that's the point that we want to push them to ensure that they sort out the politics and they know all that the majority councillors are requesting in Hullet City is that convene a meeting with the following agenda. One, the motion against the mayor, the motion against the speaker. Let them do so. If those motions are defeated, let them adopt the budget. If those motions have been carried through, let's elect the relevant office bearers and let the adjustment budget be adopted, and let's proceed to ensure that service delivery does take place in Hullet City.
Mr. Mzikumalo, thank you very much for joining us. Quite a lot that has to be done in these municipalities in Gauteng still, Masego. But I'm also just going to be speaking to our last guest here from the ANC caucus as well, Mr. Tebe. Thank you very much for joining us. Are you satisfied with the results or the outcome of today in terms of having ousted the mayor of this area?
Thank you so much for the opportunity. Indeed, as the African National Congress in the West Rand District Municipality, we are happy thus far because we still have another leg to go through, which will be next week, Tuesday on the 11th, when then we'll be appointing the executive mayor and the council whip. So today the process will have went the way we planned in terms of making sure that indeed the numbers that we've got from the side of the ANC, including the EFF and the AIC, it goes through and it went according to the plan. So we are happy thus far.
And where will the next mayoral candidate come from? We're told he could be coming from the AIC as well.
Indeed, those are the engagement that we are allowing the provincial leadership to guide us. Indeed, when the leadership will have indicated to us that this is the posture, we can't do anything but to respect that particular position. So we'll be hearing from the leadership from the province in terms of those particular positions, how we must deal with them.
And why ask the whip of council as well?
Both in the context of politics in council, the mayor, the council whip, including the speaker, because the speaker of the DA, there was a motion against him. He had to resign due to the pressure of making sure that council do its business accordingly. So the speaker from the DA resigned. We appointed a new speaker from our side with the leadership of the EFF, and the council whip from the DA is also not performing according to what we are expecting. So the three from the side of the DA, that's where we are pushing the motion, and I'm saying we've done that part up until today.
How have the talks been with the EFF as well? Have they been fruitful? Are you finding a way forward? Have you become an alliance in this municipality?
Indeed, thus far, in terms of how we have engaged, it shows that we are more matured than looking at the politics. We are looking at the broader scheme of making sure that services, not just a lip talk about services, but when you go to all the corners of the West Rand, we want to see change, because what we have been seeing is that the mayor that was there from the side of the DA will have never done anything that he found being on a pipeline. We have been speaking about the district development model. Since the mayor will have taken over with his committee, they've never mentioned in any council about the district development model. And you must bear in mind, the district development model, it will be a tool for such municipalities like the West Rand to change even how people might perceive us, because the national government, the provincial government will ascend to the space to do certain projects that as local municipalities we are unable to do. So we are happy thus far with the relationship that we are having with the EFF, and we believe and hope that closing all the gaps, we'll be able to find each other going forward.
Tabe, thank you very much for joining us. That's one of the ANC caucus leader, Mr. Dennis Tabe, speaking to us, of course, around their relationship with the EFF, but particularly their next move and those ongoing negotiations in terms of where the mayoral candidates will be coming from in the next council sitting, which will see the process of electing a mayor. Quite interesting developments here coming out of West Rand. We're seeing this similar pattern unfolding in the city of Johannesburg, Kuruleni, and of course now in West Rand. Could Hullet City be next? Well, we wait to see, Masego.
All right, Pule Letshwiti-Jones live for us there. Let's leave it there for now.